So we don't have so much as a research project as a full program. The basic all-round element of it is computational modeling, if you want the new currently hip term, digital twins. So digital twins and automation of healthcare. So if you look at healthcare, the single biggest problem it has is a lack of productivity to keep up with growing demand, growing healthcare needs and demands, mostly with aging populations, growing chronic disease. And these all end up in ICU, which is about 1% of GDP in terms of healthcare costs in Western world. So if you look at it that way, it's about bringing digital technology and productivity, which has changed every other career that I've ever had, and bringing it into medicine. That has a lot of beneficial side effects. So it has, when you have better productivity, you can offer more healthcare to everybody. So you get increased equity of access to care. Equally, when we talk about digital twins and a model, so we take a model, we personalize it to you, and we then can predict forward what will happen if we change your care around glycemic control, blood sugar control, cardiovascular management, and mechanical ventilation, breathing, which has been talked about a lot with COVID, of course. If I can predict accurately what will happen, I can pick the safest and best treatment for you. And that means you will not only have a better chance of survival, you'll come out of ICU in better shape, probably sooner. So that's better care, faster, lower cost.
But in many regards, the system of healthcare and the way that we work together is in fact very, how would I say it, primitive. And I think it would be, you know, I'm likening how we work now to how people perhaps worked even pre-industrial revolution. And that is that most of the care is very siloed, and the level of care is actually at the level of often the nurse at the bedside or the physician at the bedside. But the real problem is that we have not been able to standardize that care, or if you will, pass the very best brain, the very best clinician from one person to another. So essentially what we are doing with these models, these improved models of care, the models of the process of care, is allowing the very best clinical decision-making, albeit, for example, around glycemic control, to be passed from one person to another and another. And that's how you improve the quality of care overall.
And in its bottom line, if you're ill, whether you need intensive care or just to see your GP, you just want to see the doctor. It sounds a bit overbroad, but in essence, it's just really a manufacturing problem. You want to see a good doctor, you'd like to see them now. And that's great. We're all like this when we get ill. The problem is that the assembly line is overloaded with demand. And so that is the basic element. What more can we tell you?
My role really is the clinical interface between the engineering teams and the clinicians. So I see myself as sitting between perhaps two different ways of thinking about a problem. So a large part of my job has been translating, in some regards, some of the clinical information in the clinical problems into engineering problems, and vice versa. For me, it's immensely satisfying to see ideas that which were, say, ideas that were previously not attainable until you engaged with engineering. There's no way that any clinician anywhere in the world could ever have set forth and done what we've done. The only way that we can actually develop and improve the care that we deliver to our patients is to collaborate and to use the many disciplines and different ways of thinking and the different skills which those people have to come back and build up a product that we can use. But we might be good at inventing things, but innovation is something different. Innovation is actually turning that invention into something that is working and is something which is meaningful. And that is a great challenge. And it's a challenge that we face, especially in healthcare, more and more and more, as the healthcare dollar is more difficult to acquire. Just with increasing demands on healthcare, we have, how would I say it, increasing restriction on what we can do. And the last things that hospitals are any good at is innovation. They're hopeless at that. They're not paid to do it. They're not paid to see it as being important. So some of our work is actually changing that culture. We've got to get our health administrators to see the value of innovation. And that's probably about what I have to say.